everyone. Good evening, guys. How are you all? Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Afreen and I welcome you, all of you, in today's session. So, today is the first theory class of the foundation batch, or you can say the demo class of IEIFS. Okay, so in today's session, we will be discussing the whole chapter and overview of Indian economy. Okay, just please comment once about the audio and video of the class. Is everything is working fine or not? Everyone, guys, is everything is working fine? Hello, good evening, guys. Good evening. Just please comment once about the audio and video of the class. Is everything is working fine? Good. Okay, I guess everything is working fine. Everything is good. So let's start the session. So today is a very basic session because this is the first chapter of IEIFS, Indian Economy and Indian Financial System. We will be discussing all the overview, all the important things of the Indian economy. So let's start the session and let's start with the very basic concept. First of all, I will be telling you the concept of IEIFS, or you can say I will be explaining you what is economy and what is economics. So there are two different things, as you all know. First is economics and second is Indian economy. Before we start the subject, let's discuss the subject itself. What is the meaning of this Indian economy, or what is the meaning of economy, or what is the meaning of economics? So, for example, I will be explaining these two terms with an example. For example, I have 1,000 rupees. For example, I have 1,000 rupees and I have to fulfill all my needs and wants, all my expenditure in this 1,000 rupees. So this is a limited money which is given to me, and I was told to just satisfy all my expenditure of a month in this 1,000 rupees. Now the money is limited, as you all know, as you all see, but the needs and wants of mine are unlimited. Yes or no? Because, for example, I have to pay rent, I have to pay electricity bill, I have to expend on the food and traveling. I want to save, I want to spend on luxury also. So there are a lot of things which I have to fulfill. You can say my needs and wants, these are unlimited. But the money, the amount which is given to me is limited. So what is the first step I will take here? The first step is I will be allocating this 1,000 rupees according to my needs and wants. So first of all, I will distribute this limited money according to my needs and wants, and then I will spend it. So this whole process from this money to allocation and to the expenditure, the whole process is known as economics. So this is a very simple example of economics. But if we look into the actual definition of economics, what is economics as per the real definition? So economics says that in nation, in any nation, the resources are scarce, are limited. Scarce means what? Limited. Resources means what? Anything that fulfill your needs and wants, that is known as resources. For example, I'm feeling hot, so I turn on AC. So AC is acting as a resource for me because it fulfill my needs and wants. I am feeling hungry, so I eat food. So food is a resource. So economics says that in the nation there are limited resources, there are scarce resources, but the needs and wants of the nation are unlimited. The needs and wants are unlimited, but there is a limited resource. So economics says that Allocation, the distribution of scarce resources of an economy in such a way that it fulfill the needs and wants of individual as well as the whole society, and the whole process is called as economics. The whole process is known as economics. Okay, now this is economics, and if we compare this definition with the given example, so in this example, what is acting as a limited resource? Just please tell in the comment section. In this example, what is acting as a limited resource? So this 1,000 rupees, this is acting as a limited resource. So I am allocating this limited resource in order to fulfill my needs and wants. In the same way, economy says that economics says that the nation has limited resources, and the allocation of scarce resources is done in such a way that it fulfill the needs and want of individual as well as nation. Okay. Now, this is the economics. Now, we are saying that what is economy? So, economics and economy. Economics is the theoretical part. What we are studying, what is the theory, that is known as economics. But the practical application of the theoretical part, the practical application of the economics, that is known as economy. So this is the subject we will be discussing in this batch. So Indian economy means what? It is the practical application of the economics, and economics means what I have already explained. Done. So this is the basic of the subject, starting of subject. Now let's discuss with the evolution of Indian. Everyone, just please comment and just please like and share the video, guys. Everyone. Okay, so let's discuss about the evolution of Indian economy. Okay, so Indian economy. As per the Agnes Medicine database, see, whenever we are talking about the Indian economy, the GDP contribution of Indian economy was very high in the early stages. Means in 1080 or 1600 AD, the contribution of Indian economies to the world GDP was very high at that time. But with the time, or as you can say, when the British rule started in India, and after all the exploitative measures that the British had taken in the Indian economy, the share of the GDP in world's GDP, the share of Indian economy, it starts declining. So, Agnes Medicine database, this is a very important data. Maximum questions you will get from this chapter, the maximum questions are from here, this database. So this data says that Agnes Medicine is was a very popular economist, and he says that in this 1000 AD, India and China both were contributing approximately 50.7% in the world's GDP, or 50.5% in the world's GDP. So alone these two countries, India and China, they both were responsible for the 50.5% of the world GDP. That is a very, very high number. And these shares actually increased in 1680, and in 1680 the contribution of India and China in the world's GDP had rose to 52%. No, 1080 it was what? It was 50.5%, but in 1680 it has risen, or it has risen to 52%, and with China's contribution 29% and India's accounting to 23% of the GDP. This is very important for all of you. So always remember this. But this number had shrunk to only 3% by the time British left in India. Means in 1947, this number has fallen to 3%, And in today, if we talk about 2021, the number is 7.3%. In today means 2021, 2022, 3, 4, the contribution of India's GDP or Indian economy to the world's GDP is 7.5% approximately. So you can see the trend of these. You can see what? The trend of this. In 1080, it was 50.5% total, India plus China. In 1680, it has risen to 52. It has risen to 52%. Okay. Next, but when British left India, it has shrunk to what? 3% only, and now it is approximately 7 to 8%. This is very important for all of you. Okay. Next important thing. Okay. Now, when we talk about the purchasing power parity, another term, as per the IMF, International Monetary Fund report, India is ranked third in the purchasing power parity race. So PPP, see, India ranked third in the PPP, which is only after USA and China. So in terms of PPP, purchasing power parity, India is pretty much at a very good state, that is at a third number. But in terms of GDP contribution, it is very. Now, what is GDP? What is this purchasing power parity? Purchasing power parity means when you compare the same amount of goods in two different countries to live your life inexpensively, then it is known as purchasing power parity. For example, I am living in India and I am maintaining a certain living of standard. Now I want to move from India and I want to maintain this living of a standard with me. Now I do what? I compare the purchasing power parity of the nations. So, for example, McDonald is in different part of the world. Okay. So, McDonald, a certain, for example, a Big Mac burger. Currently in India, for example, it costs rupees 150. Now, if I compare this Big Mac price of McDonald to any other country, for example, USA, USA has a high cost of Big Mac burger. For example, Egypt has the same cost. For example, Pakistan, it has a lower cost of same burger. So now, if I want to live inexpensively and I want to maintain my living of a standard, so I choose Egypt because it cost me the same. But if I say USA, so USA from for the same amount or the same income which I'm earning in India, in USA, I have to earn more to maintain the same lifestyle. So that is compared on the basis of the purchasing power parity. Clear? So purchasing parity, India is ranked third after USA and China. So it in purchasing power parity, we are in a pretty good numbers, but in GDP contribution, it is only 7.5% approximately. Cool. Next, now what is purchasing parity? I have already told you it compare the economic productivity and standard of living between the two countries. So it is simply theoretical exchange rates which allow you to buy the same goods and services in different parts of the world. Okay, then Next, basic characteristics of Indian economy. Now we are talking about characteristics of the Indian economy. What is a characteristic of the Indian economy? Everyone. Now we talk about the World Bank. World Bank classifies different type of economies into four standards, you can say, or four categories, you can say. First is the low income category, second is the lower middle income category, third is the upper middle income category, and fourth is the higher income category. So these are the four categories under which different type of economies has been allocated by the world. What are these four categories? High income category, low income category, lower middle income category, and upper middle income category. These are already written. If we talk about India, and if we talk about India, So India is in this stage. This stage means India falls under lower middle income category. So it is not a very good characteristic, because we are in the lower middle income category. Purchasing power parity, we are in the third number. But if we talk about the per capita income, because these classification are done on the basis of per capita income. Per capita income means what? On an average, what is a individual earning in the country? That is known as per capita income. For example, I am saying the per capita income of India is rupees 100. It means that on an average, a person who is living in India is earning 100 rupees. That is known as per capita income. And per capita income, on the basis of this per capita income, this is divided into different category. Means economies are divided into different category, and on the basis of per capita income, because we have a very low per capita income, that's why we are in the lower middle income category. Clear? Yes? Okay. Next, the lower per capita income. What is the situation of India right now? The lower per capita income is always attributed by high level of poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, etc. These are the negative impact of the lower per capita income. See, if we don't have the income, much income, we didn't spend on the literacy, we didn't earn so much, or we are unemployed because we have low per capita income. Okay, so poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, these are the different negative impact of what? Low per capita income. So low per capita income are always contributed by these characteristic, or they go, you can say they go hand in hand. They go what? They go in hand in hand. Clear? Done? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? You can ask. If you have any doubt in this, you can ask. No doubt? Done. Next. Basic characteristics of Indian economy. Again, the basic characteristics. See, if we are saying that India has a low per capita income and India fall in the lower middle income category, India ranked third in terms of purchasing power parity, and its GDP contribution in the world's GDP is low. So there are certainly there are different characteristics that define the Indian economy. Let's discuss this characteristics. First characteristic is what? Low per capita income, and that's why we are the lower middle income category. Rapid population growth. Next is what? Rapid population growth. Okay. Next, we have high rate of unemployment. We have high rate of underemployment. What is unemployment? Underemployment means you are getting less than what you deserve, because economy don't have much opportunities, so you are adjusting yourself in the lower than you are actually capable of. That is known as underemployment. For example, A is a software engineer, but he is working the position of HR. He is a software engineer, but because of the unemployment, or because of the low opportunities in the software engineering sector, the person maintaining his earning via the HR role. So he is capable of what, and he is deserving what. That is known as underemployment. So we have underemployment in each and every sector. If you see in India, we are dealing with this underemployment. We have high rate of unemployment. We have rising disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment means employment where unnecessary person is employed. For example, agricultural land in which there are only 2% which are capable of doing all the work in that agricultural land. But say that land belongs to a family, and our family has 7 members in it, and 7 members are working in that agricultural land. So this seems to be employed, but they are actually disguised unemployed. Okay. Next, A vicious cycle of poverty. We are excessive reliance on the primary sector. We have the rising unemployment. So these are the different characteristics that define the Indian economy. These are the different characteristics of the Indian economy. Clear? Yes or no? If you have any doubt in this characteristics, just please ask. Anyone? Any doubt? Yes or no? Done? Good. Next. Next means what? Indian economy in the British period. Now we are discussing what was the situation of Indian economy in the British period. So as you all know, the Britishers had done what? Britisher, during the British time, India commerce and trade hampered by the unilateral transfer of capital and raw material to Britain. What is this unilateral transfer of capital and raw material means? Unilateral means one-way transfers. British has done what? Britishers has done the thing that they just drain the raw material from India to Britain. They only make Indian economy as a supplier of raw material, not the finished goods. Finished goods were produced in Britain and the raw material for that finished good is exported from India. India at that time was known as the market raw material for the Britishers. And that's why our GDP contribution falls so much. Why? Because GDP means what? Gross domestic product means the value of final goods and services that are produced in India or in any domestic boundary. So in a domestic boundary, first important thing, the value of final goods and services. Final means the value of the finished product. The production, the value of the finished product, that is known as the GDP. But during the British time, when we are excessively involved in the unilateral trade of just contributing in the raw material, not in the finished product. That's why our GDP contribution falls. So, British exploitative measures take the GDP contribution to a very lower level. Earlier, it was 23%, but by the time British left, it was only 3%. Why? Because British exploits India and India resources. So, during the British time, it was the unilateral transfer of capital and raw material to the brain that neglected and had a negative impact on the economy's production and productivity. See, Dadabhai Nauroji published the first estimates of national income in India. See, it is very important who calculates the first national income in India. Who was the first person to calculate the national income in India? That was Dadabhai Nauroji. And he published this national income in the book Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. So this book is very important. This book has been written by Dadabhai Nauroji, and in this book, the first estimate of national income in India was revealed. And as per that, when we're talking about the per capita income, at that time India's per capita income was rupees 20 per annum. Means, if you can imagine, what is rupees 20 per annum right now? What is the value of rupees 20 per annum right now? What is the value of rupees 20 per annum? Nothing. Means, the very you can say the negative thing at that time was India's per capita income was at a very low level. What you can describe in current situation is rupees 20 per annum. That was the per capita income at that time, and it was very, very negative for whole the economy. Just because the British, they were utilizing, they were making India the market of the raw material, the market of the cheap labor, because they are getting that cheap things from India and they are exporting these three to Britain. So Britain economy was rising at that time, but on contrary, Indian economy was declining at that time. Clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, good. Next, as per the Ignis medicine model or database, India's share in the global income was 23% in 1600 in AD, but by the time British left in 1947, it has shrunk to 3%. This is very important, just because of the exploitative measures that British took in India. Means British, they introduced the zamindari system, they introduced the rotwari system, they just trapped the lands of the peasant, and that's why the exploitation of the resources, the one way benefit measures that was taken by Britain at that time, it leads to shrunk the GDP contribution in the world's GDP to only 3%, which was earlier very high, that was 23%, and later it was very low, that is 3%. India accounted 33% of the global trade in 1600 AD. See, in 1600 AD, India's global trade contribution was approximately 33%, but again it was shrunk to only 3% while when the British left in India. So these were the negative, these were what, the negative impact of the British policies that were imposed in India. And that's why it was said that during the British rule, Indian economy was at very low point. Okay, done? Clear? See, now this, if you look at this meme, you already see this meme in different social media, yes or no? You already know. So this whole picture describe what was the Britishers doing in India. So here it is written that Indian economic development not in priority. So you all remember the face of this guy as a meme guy, right? So Indian economic development not in priority, but in economic interest of Britain, top priority. Yes, because that was the Britishers were doing. Britishers were draining India and making India as the supplier of raw material for finished goods that was produced in Britain. So all the wealth, all the finished product, all the advantages, these were drained to the Britishers. Okay, so British colonial period, it was from 1858 to in 1947. Here, different features define this period, like the exploitative British policies and the resources depletion. The positive thing at that time was they introduced railway and telecommunication. This was the positive thing that Britishers has done to India. Else, famines and poverty due to poor governance, introduction of zamindari system, they grab the lands of different peasants and different person in their way to collect what? To collect uh, the what you can say, the money from the peasants. So these were the features that was during the British colonial period. So British colonial period, time period, always remember it was from 1858 to 1947. And the different features that defined the British colonial period was their exploitative British policies that was making India as the mere supplier of only raw material, and all the finished products were produced in the Britain. Second, the good thing, they introduced railway and telecommunication. The bad thing, the famines and poverty due to poor governance and introduction of zamindari system. Clear? Done? Any doubt? Done? Next, evolution of Indian economy. Let's discuss about the evolution of the Indian economy. There was the evolution of Indian economy. Okay, so evolution of Indian economy we will be discussing in the next part, because this is the whole concept from the beginning till the end. Okay, so these are the important things, these are the important things that we all educators are teaching you in the JAIIB foundation batch. Okay, so this is the first free demo class for all of you. If you want to learn more, if you want to learn each and every unit, each and every topic of each and every subject in detail, then you can enroll yourself in the JAIIB 2024 foundation batch, which is for October to November exam. This is a bilingual batch, means the classes are available in Hindi as well as in English medium. So I will be teaching in the English medium. I will be teaching two subjects, PPB and IE IFS. Okay. So what are the features of these batch? So you are getting 180 plus live classes, basic concept and advanced preparation, all the papers are covered, and especially the timing are as per your convenience, not ours, because you are bankers and we all know that you have time constraint. So we have the early morning sessions and we have a late evening session. So if I talk about my sessions, 7 a.m. will be IEIFS class daily, and 8 p.m. daily, there will be PPP sessions, and these were the English medium sessions. Okay, so now this is the whole package in which you can enroll. But if you want to purchase only a single subject, only mind subject, for example, you want to prepare only IE and IFS in English medium, so you can enroll in this IE IFS master batch, that is with concept and MCQ. So here in this batch, you will get all the concept, you will get all the preparation, you will get all the practice questions, 500 plus important questions practice, 70 plus live session, unit wise coverage of all module, full length mock test of IEIFS, all will be covered in this batch. So these are the two batch. If you are going for the first time for JAIIB exam, so I recommend you to enroll in the whole foundation batch, where all the four subjects are covered. But if you are particularly looking for IEIFS batch, the practice plus theory, you can enroll in this master. Clear? Okay, done. So discounts are running. There is, I think, 50%, 55% off discount, which is in the website currently. You can simply log in to oliveboard.in, or you can just download the Oliveboard app on your mobile phones and log in and just purchase the batch using codes of your educators. You can use the code Afreen, you can use the simple all code. When you apply the code, the 55% off coupon will be applied and you will be getting all the batches. Okay, done. Okay, so thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you so much. I hope you have all enjoyed the session. Whatever I have taught you in today's session, you enjoyed all the session. Just please comment in the comment section about what you feel about the session. Okay, I will be reading all the comments. I will be replying all the comments. Just please comment in the comment section about your doubts or anything about the enrollment of the batch. You will get the reply. Okay, thank you so much. Till then, take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Bye, guys. Take care.